Archana, how's the tension?
Actually, tension is done, sir. I'm more in a very nervous space because it's like waiting for your exam results. We've submitted the papers, KDMs have gone,
Yeah.
delivery's been done. So I'm quite relieved that everything happened on time because such a large scale film and so many languages, so many countries, territories. So, yeah.
Okay. Advance booking?
Superb. Phenomenal pressure in Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Karnataka. Andhra is opening today. North India is also opened and it's having a good pressure there as well. And overseas is also done extremely well.
Okay. And how's GOAT looking like?
It's looking damn good. It's really looking good. See, what we set out to make is an action, high octane action entertainer. Right? And I think we've got that. Yeah.
What is the initial feedback from those who saw it? I mean, at the
Everyone's loved it. Like I just spoke to Siddharth today because he saw it yesterday. My DOP and my VFX supervisor. They both work because I think they were looking at the final out. So what Sid told me was, I was watching it and then towards the end I forgot to check the grading. I just like completely got into the story and how it moved. So I think all of us are very excited about this film.
How is Kalpathi Vijay?
The same, hasn't changed one bit, brings the same energy, is as kind, as simple and as disciplined as he's always been.
Difference between his Biggle when you worked with him for Biggle and now for GOAT?
Definitely comfort level is much better. Biggle, that was the first time I was interacting with him. This time I knew exactly what he wanted and how he likes the set to be organized and how we need to start on time. So it was much easier for us to plan everything. Yeah.
How do you define GOAT as, what kind of Kalpathi movie would you say?
It is an action, I think it's going to be a very high action film, but an international action film. So it's not going to be violent. So it's not going to be filled with bloodshed and gore. It's not that kind of a film. It's a very international, with a lot of high octane thrilling chases and.
What about he has got a huge family following? How is the film?
We've got space for that here, which was what excited me from day one because I felt the last 4-5 films, it's been a little dark. As a character, he's played a slightly, though there were fun elements in the film and there was comedy, but the main character had a slight dark shade. It was my personal feeling. This, because of Prashant sir, Prabhudeva master and the entire setup, there was a lot, and Jairam sir, so it was a riot. So there was scope for the family and kids to also enjoy in the film.
And what did you see in Venkat Prabhu for, taking this film forward?
See, the Manada screenplay really blew my mind. I think it was, and he's one of my favorite directors in terms of giving something different in every film. Some films work, some don't, but the attempt is always different. There's something new, something unique and original about his screenplay. And I like the way, and his twists and turns and surprises that he sort of spins in, his references. So he has a very cool way of making films, and I wanted to see how it would be to marry his sense of humor with Vijay sir's sense of humor and this whole cast and crew and action, because VP has also not done a high action or this scale of a film. So I think it pushed all of us in different ways.
What is the budget of GOAT?
The budget of GOAT is close to about 380 including GST.
Okay. What are your expectations about day one? I'm expecting him to do more than 100 CR easily on day one.
Naturally, sir, because that is Vijay sir's market.
Yeah. But will it touch 150?
That depends on whether we are able to get the national plexes on board. So we are trying to work. Let's see how it.
Are you trying to get the national multiplexes on board?
We have approached them. We are talking to them. They are also talking to us. So if it works out, then that's a possibility. But I feel that more than the opening numbers, it has to be a sustained run. And if this film hits the true potential and if the audiences appreciate the film the way we have intended them to appreciate, this will have a very steady long run and those numbers will be massive.
Do you think it can be the biggest in Tamil Nadu?
I think it has the potential, sir. So what we feel, because all of us are trying to make current films, relevant films and what caters to various generation, I mean audiences, right? Like right from my parents to my kids. Everyone should be able to relate and appreciate the film. So we have tried something that will tick all the boxes, an action entertainer. It's been a long time since we've had a pakka commercial action entertainer in
this. Okay.
like, I mean, we've had big films, right? But everything goes into a genre specific film. So
see, there has been criticism about the music of the film.
yes,
What are your take
I
on
think
it?
Yuvan has redeemed himself with the RR. And the films and the songs work with the film. They don't stand out. They don't make you want to like look at your phone or move. They won't distract you. It's been, we've seen, this is my opinion, personal opinion, and the placement of the songs are correct. And once you see like Whistle Powder, when you see the three of them dancing, the energy is extremely different.
Yeah, very level.
It's completely different. And when you see it in the theatre, I think it's going to be, and I think Chinna Chinna Kangal will stand. It's going to be a long, it's a song that's going to be there, and the placement of the song also is very special in the film.
Okay, and how much do you think this film will do worldwide in the opening 4-5 days?
So we have given it the maximum showcasing that is possible. We have tried.
Yeah, I think you are doing around 5,000 screens.
5,000 screens without the national plexus. So if we are able to convince them, which we are trying, that will add another 1,000 to 1,100 screens to this. That is the maximum showcasing that we have tried. So now it all depends on how the film performs. If it has a long run, the numbers will be very big.
Can you tell me some kind of ballpoint number?
I don't have a ball, because I don't want to work like that, because I feel that if I go after the numbers, I will miss my mark. My mark is to give a blockbuster. So let me get there, and then we'll have a separate session and analyze how the numbers went.
Okay, and what about the thing that it is 3 hours long?
Yes, see, that was from an exhibitor standpoint, right? I was not for a 3-hour film at all. Always, none of my films will be that big. Bigil was almost 3 hours. So VP and I always from the beginning, we knew that it was going to be 250 plus, because this film has multiple actors and it has a very intricate screenplay, and for the actors and for all the knots to tie up, it has to be told in that time. See, because sometimes just to satisfy the audiences, you can't just make a 2.5-hour film. It will not make any sense. The film needs to be gripping, and it needs to work well. So we were looking at it from that standpoint. So I was also joking to him saying, boss, don't cross the 3 hours. It's a mental block that people will have. And he also started laughing. We have seen 3 hours, 20 minutes of the film and it still runs, it flies. So we know that length.
Okay, the original length was 3 hours 20.
No. We've seen, so when we make a film, we'll have a 4-hour version.
4 hour.
We will have a 3.5-hour version, 3-hour 20-minute version. And from 3 hour 20 minutes is when we started cutting scenes. I was like, hey, this is such a good scene, we are missing. That conversation starts happening because I know as a content it's standing. There is no slippage there. And then we brought it to 3. He has and all his films have bloopers, which is like another 3-minute, 50-second blooper section that he had. End titles. So when I told him it has to be 3, so he said, for your satisfaction, I'm going to call it a producer's cut. I won't do the blooper. So we censored it with 2 hours, 59 minutes and 34 seconds. So it's sub 3 hours, so I'm happy. And then we added the bloopers to it.
Okay. Yeah. And is the Hindi version releasing along with this?
Yes, we're doing it in Hindi, Tamil and Telugu. And Hindi we have done 1,100 screens without the North multiplexes. So the same centers that Leo had, we have done it, and because it's a solo release in the North as well, I think it's going to have a good potential.
Okay. What did your dad say after seeing the film?
He liked it. He still hasn't seen the
because
final
I feel he has got a very nice judgment.
Yeah, he's got a commercial sense.
And last time he told me that his judgment is perfect, and when I talk to him also, his judgment is correct.
Yes. He liked it. It's commercial. He said that, and he was the one who was so worried about the length. And he was so worried about it. He's like, and he insisted. I said, Appa, you won't feel the length. He's like, no. And then VP and I decided, let's tell him it's only 2 hours 50 minutes. So So we told him it was 2 hours 50 minutes. So he has a timer on the iPhone. So he pressed it for the first half, 1 hour 28 minutes. He's like, oh, teri and then second half is like, we said it's only 1 hour 10 minutes.
Yeah, but the second half is a little longer than the first half.
But we told him it's 1 hour 10 minutes. So he switched on the timer. Then he forgot to even see his phone because it just flew. And then he started like, hey, you said it's 1 hour 10. I said, you didn't see the length, right? So that's the whole.
So he enjoyed the movie.
Yeah, he enjoyed it.
Anything you can tell me about the heroines of the film?
I think both of them have a good role, and Sneha especially has a beautiful role, and she's a performer. And I felt the pairing also that VP had suggested was very nice. It was very refreshing to see both of them on the screen, and she's done a fabulous job.
And tell me something about this controversy on this AI and how Vijay younger version, there was the fans were a little worried about it.
No, sir. So actually, see, a good VFX is when you can't see it, right? That's how you say Hollywood films, the VFX is extraordinary because you won't feel that it's VFX.
Yeah.
So from day one, when we decided that we would de-age him and make him look like a 25-year-old, we said that it needs to be international standards. So that's why we went to Lola, we went to the US, we met Digital Domain, we did our entire R&D. And so when you sort of de-age someone and you use like a regular app or like when you try it, it look very plastic. Like a bad de-aging is actually when the person looks completely plastic. You can't see the pores on the face, you can't see skin texture, you can't see the color variation on the face. So if you looked at even Spark, all that will be spot on. But what they also did was they gave us like a beautiful array of things that you could do. They said, you can make the nose bigger, you can change the jawline, you can show variation. So we thought, instead of being a simple double action, since he's a son, can we take little liberty and change like the jawline? And they also, the de-aging, the main VFX artist, what they told us was when you're younger, your jawline will be very sharp. And as we grow older, it sort of like becomes a more rounded jawline. So VP said, anyway he's a son, so can we let's try and see whether we can make a slightly, to make the difference better. And when we saw the film, we didn't feel it because you're engrossed in the character of the film. But when Spark came out and they sort of could not accept the change, which Vijay sir had initially told us, please don't change too much because I need to look like how I do. We changed, we sort of asked the VFX team and they fixed it. But the VFX is more with respect to the jawline and other things and not the quality of the VFX.
Okay.
So if you see the trailer, that's the final out where he says, do you think you can stop me?
Yeah.
That's the final
out.
That's what you can see in the entire film.
Okay. And is there any political messaging in this film?
No, sir. No, it's a commercial entity now. Yeah, and we don't we didn't have any idea like that from day one because we heard the line and this was a line that VP had told me after Manadu, and he had told Vijay sir during Varis. So it came together because I felt as a production house there was a massive scale, and you can do massive scale films only when you have a big hero whose market is big enough for us to do a production of that scale. So there's nothing political in the film at all.
So Archana and Aegis, I wish all the best.
Thank you, sir.
And hope it does around 500 crores in the opening week.
We're all hoping. Let's see.